Hey guys, thank you for joining the channel. We're going to be talking about the Constitution of the United States here. We're going to be reading actually section 2. Let us find the page. Hope everybody is having safe trips and travels to being able to go see friends and family. Alright, here we go. Article 2. The executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. Each state shall appoint in such manner as the legislative thereof may direct a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in the Congress, but no senator or representative or person holding an office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed an elector. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for 2 persons, of whom one at least shall not be inhabitant of the same state with themselves. And they shall make a list of all the persons voted for, and of the number of votes for each, which list they shall sign, certify, and transmit sealed to the seat of the government of the United States, directed to the President of the Senate. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and the House of Representatives, open all of the certificates. Sorry, give myself a drink real quick. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all of the certificates, and the votes shall then be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes shall be the President, if such number be a majority, and of the whole number of electors appointed, and if there be more than one who have such majority and have an equal number of votes, then the House of Representatives shall immediately choose by the ballot one of them for President. And if no person have a majority, then from the 5 highest on the list, the said House shall in like manner choose the President. But in choosing the President, the votes shall be taken by state, the representation from each state having 1 vote. A quorum for this purpose shall consist of a member or members from 2/3 of the state, and a majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. In every case, after the choice of the President, the person having the greatest number of votes of the electors shall be the Vice President. But if there shall remain 2 or more who have equal votes, the Senate shall choose from them by ballot the Vice President. The Congress may determine the term of choosing the electors, and the day on which they shall give their votes, which day shall be the same throughout the United States. No person except a natural born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of President. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident within the United States. In case of a removal, the President from the office, or of his death, resignation, or inability to discharge the powers and duties of said office, the same shall dissolve on the Vice President. And the Congress may by law provide for the case of removal, death, resignation, or inability both of the President and Vice President, declaring what officer shall then act as President, and such officer shall act accordingly until the disability be removed or a President shall be elected. The President shall, at stated times, receive for his service a compensation which shall neither be increased nor diminished during the period for when he shall have been elected, and he shall not receive within that period any other enrollment from the United States or any of them. Before he enters into the executive of his office, he shall take the following oath or affirmation. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, defend the Constitution of the United States. Section 2. The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and of the militia of several states when called into actual service of the United States. He may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices, and he shall have the power to grant reprieves and pardon for offenses against the United States except in cases of impeachment. He shall have the power, by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, to make treaties provided 2/3 of the senators present concur, and he shall nominate, and by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, shall appoint ambassadors, other public ministers, and consuls, judges of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the United States, whose appointments are not herein otherwise provided for, and which shall be established by law. But the Congress may by law vest the appointment of such inferior officers as they think proper in the President alone, in the courts of law, or in the heads of departments. The President shall have the power to fill up all the vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate by granting commissions which shall expire at the end of their next session. Section 3. He shall from time to time give to the Congress information of the state of the Union and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary, and expedite. He may on extraordinary occasion convey with both houses or either of them, and in case of disagreement between them with respect to the time of inquirement, he may adhere them to such time he think proper. He shall receive ambassadors, and other public ministers. He shall take care of the laws by faithfully executing, and shall commission all the officers of the United States. Section 4. The President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Article 3, Section 1. The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges, both of the Supreme Court and inferior courts, shall hold their offices during good behavior, and shall at stated times receive for their services a compensation which shall not be diminished during their continuance in office. Section 2. The judicial power shall extend to all cases in law and equality arising under this Constitution, the laws of the United States, and treaties made, or which shall be made under their authority, to all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers, and consuls, to all cases of immunity in all maritime jurisdictions, to controversy to which the United States shall be a party, to controversies between two or more states, between a state and a citizen of another state, between citizens of different states, between citizens of the same state, claiming lands under grants of different states, between a state or the citizens thereof, and a foreign state, citizens or subjects. In all cases affecting ambassadors, other public ministers, and consuls, and those in which a state shall be a party, the Supreme Court shall have original jurisdiction. In all the other cases before mentioned, the Supreme Court shall have explicit jurisdiction both as to law and fact, with such exception and under such regulation as the Congress shall make. The trial of all crimes, except in cases of impeachment, shall be by jury, and such trials shall be held in the state where said crime shall have been committed. I'm losing my voice. If you guys are enjoying, please hit that subscribe button, leave a like. It definitely helps make the next video happen. Where was I? The trial of all crimes, except in cases of impeachment, shall be by jury, and such trials shall be held in the state where the said crime shall have been committed. But when not committed within any state, the trial shall be at such place or places as the Congress may by law have directed. Section 3. And this is very important for what's kind of going on around here. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them, or adhering to their enemies, giving aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act, or on confession in open court. The Congress shall have the power to declare the punishment of treason, but no attender of treason shall work corruption of blood or forfeiture, except during the life of person attainted. Article 4. Section 1. Full faith and credit shall be given in each state to the public acts, records, and judicial proceedings of every other state, and the Congress may by general laws prescribe the manner in which such acts, records, and proceedings shall be proved, and the effects thereof. Section 2. The citizens of each state shall be entitled to all privileges and immunities of all citizens in the several states. A person charged in any state with treason, felony, or other crimes shall flee from justice and be found in another state shall be on demand of the executive authority of the state from which he fled be delivered up and be removed to the state having jurisdiction of that crime. No person held to service or labor in one state under the laws thereof, escaping into another, shall in consequence of any law or regulation therein be discharged from such service or labor, but shall be delivered up to the claim of the party to whom such service or labor may be due. Section 3. Now states may be admitted to the Congress and to the Union, but no new state shall be formed or erected within the jurisdiction of any other states, nor any state be formed by the jurisdiction of two or more states, or parts of the state, without the consent of the legislative or the states concerned as well as the Congress. So basically that means we have 50 states, and none of those 50 states can combine themselves together to form 51 states or agree to make another state. The Congress shall have the power to dispose and make all needful rules and regulations respecting the territory or other property belonging to the United States, and nothing in this Constitution shall be so construed as to produce any claim of the United States or of any particular state. Section 4. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this Union a republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion, and on applications of the legislative or of the executive power, when the legislative cannot be conveyed, against domestic violence. Article 5. This is a bit of a short one, actually. The Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution, or on the application of the legislative of 2/3 of the several states, shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which in either case shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of this Constitution, when ratified by the legislatures of 3/4 of the several states, or by the conventions in 3/4 thereof. As one or the other mode of ratification may be proposed by the Congress, provided that no amendment which may be by prior to the year 1808 shall be in any manner affect the first and fourth clauses in the 9th section of the first article, and that no state without its consent shall be deprived of his equal suffrage in the Senate. Yeah. Article 6. Give me 1 second. Get myself a drink real fast. Hope you guys are still enjoying. Article 5. All debts contracted and engagements entered into before the adoption of this Constitution shall be as valid against the United States under this Constitution as under the Confederation. This Constitution and the laws of the United States shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land. And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary notwithstanding, The senators and representatives before mentioned, and the members of the several states legislators, legislators, and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and of the several states, shall be bound by oath and or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religion test shall ever be required as qualifications to any office or public trust under the United States. So, what that kind of means is you can't be held for your belief. So they're not able to say you're not able to hold this position in office because of your faith, or if you don't have faith. So, yeah, that seems fair. Let's see. 3, 4, 6. So, Article 7. The ratification of the Constitution of 9 states shall be sufficient for the establishment of this Constitution between the states, so ratifying the same. The word "the" being interlined between the 7th and 8th lines of the first page, the word 30 being partly written on it in the 15th line of the first page. The word is tried, being interlined between the 32nd and 33rd lines of the first page, and of the word "the" being interlined between the 43rd and 44th lines of the second page. William Jackson, Secretary. Done in conventions by the numerous consent of the states present for the 17th day of the September, in the year of our Lord 1787, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 12th, in witness whereof we have hereto subscribed our names. So this is where George Washington at the time was president, and deputy, and it was in Virginia that he signed that. New Hampshire, Nicholas Gilman, John Linden. Massachusetts. I'm James Madison. So you guys know the list of everybody that wrote their names on that piece of paper. I'm not gonna go through it, but you guys can easily find it. If you want me to post the names, then of all the people that signed that legislative power, just let me know. Amendments to the Constitution. Amendment 1. Freedom of religion, speech, and the presence of rights of assembly and petition. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. So they're not able to retaliate for us to petition that things need to be changed. Amendment 2, the right to bear arms. This is a good one. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Amendment 3. No soldier, at any time of peace, shall be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in a manner to be prescribed by law. Amendment 4. Search and arrest warrant. The right of the people to be secured in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. No warrant shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. I see a lot of folks talking about the First Amendment. Um, Basically, when you get pulled over, they're not able to check your car and things like that. This is where this comes from. They don't have a right to do that unless they have a search warrant. I'm not going to go into too much detail because all I'm trying to do here is just read to you guys what the amendments are. And so, so we're on Amendment 5. Rights in criminal cases. No person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia. When in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against themselves, nor to be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken from public use without just compensation. Section 6, or Amendment 6, excuse me. The right to a fair trial. This one is very important, guys. In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by any impartial jury of the states and districts wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witness against them, to have due process for the obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. Amendment 7. The right to civil cases. In suits or common law where the value in the controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. Amendments 8. Bails, fines, and punishment. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. Amendment 9. Rights retained by the people. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or deprive others retained by the people. Amendment 10. Wow, we're going through this pretty quickly. Amendment 10. Powers retained by the state and the people. The power not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states, respectively, or to the people. Amendment 11. Lawsuits against states. The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed or extended to any other suit in law or equally commenced or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state, or by citizens or subjects of any foreign state. Amendment 12. Elections of the President and Vice President. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for the President and Vice President, one of whom at least shall not be inhabitant of the same state, wherein themselves that shall name in their ballot the person voted for as president. So they can't basically vote themselves. See. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all the certificates, and votes shall then be counted. Which we've already kind of covered over that. Alright. This is Amendment 13. Abolishing of slavery. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for a crime wherein the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any subject to the jurisdiction. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. So, done away with slavery. Alright. So, out of just reading some of these amendments, you guys can probably tell that currently in 2023, our government is not following said protocols. And we have a lot of things to work on here. Grab yourself the Constitution of the United States Handbook. I give them out. Just leave a message and I'll send you one of these copies. This is very insightful reading. And so tomorrow we are going to be talking about a few other clauses that may be coming up, especially when folks are accused falsely without due process, and the judge is not following his duty by giving you either a fair trial, which, happens all the time. They're for sure not allowing certain folks to get witnesses that would help their case. Instead, they push it forward as quickly as possible. Things definitely need to change around here. If you guys enjoyed, please again leave that thumbs up, and I hope to see you on the next video. Have a blessed night. Again, safe travels and peace and love to everyone. Good night.